everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Makia Shanyo, and today I'm going to be doing the YouTube made me buy it tag, specifically for makeup. Before I started heavily watching YouTube videos, the prime source of makeup recommendations for myself came from my friends and their experiences with what they bought, what didn't work for them, what worked for them. And because of those opinions that they shared with me, I then made informed decisions on what I would buy. So it makes sense for me that I'm using YouTube now the same way that I use my friends' opinions on makeup items to help decide what I will purchase or not purchase. So there's a lot of things that I look for when deciding if I'm going to buy something or not, and I guess what I'm trying to say is that a lot of my things that I have bought were because I was researching if I wanted to actually acquire those products in the future, and they weren't just impulse buys because they were very popular on YouTube. I definitely made sure that it was something that I wanted, something that I needed, something that can easily translate into my makeup application procedure, and if it would actually work for me personally. So most of these things are actually things that I really enjoy using. They work for me. I love them. They're easy to use. I do have two duds where they were more on the impulse buy side of things, but we will get to those in a moment. I'll start off with the big items, which are eyeshadow palettes. This was the first ever eyeshadow palette, Sephora high-end eyeshadow palette that I have bought. It is the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, and I got this because Melanie Murphy on YouTube uses it quite heavily, and she always talked wonderful things about it. She loves rose gold, which is what this whole palette is about. When I first bought this palette, I was completely obsessed with it. It was the only thing I was using. Now though, I use it a little less. I'm not as obsessed with it. I do still enjoy using it because you could really make a good neutral eyeshadow look with it, and when I'm wanting something more low-key, I pick this up. But because of time and experience, I completely understand why so many people really don't like this eyeshadow palette, and it's because there's very little in the way of matte shadows in it. There is There are 3 matte shadow shades, and the rest of the shadows are shimmer or glittery sort of shadows. When you're trying to do a neutral eyeshadow look, not having enough matte shades is a real downside, but I really like it. I've been getting a lot of use out of it either way. I still very much enjoy it, and I'm going to keep using it. The other eyeshadow palette that I'm pretty sure all of you know I'm going to mention is the Sweet Peach palette from Too Faced. I think I saw this for the first time on Zoella's channel. She got a huge package from Too Faced, and I think it was with the relaunch of their Sweet Peach lip products, and they sent her another palette or something of the sort, and she started talking about it, and she was showing us the eyeshadows, and it was just it was so beautiful. And it's, I guess, a more warm tone palette, I think. It's definitely for springtime. I've been using it a lot, but the range of colors that you get in this palette just give you the versatility to do so many different looks. I've got eyeshadow from this palette on today, and I feel like it's a more neutral eyeshadow look. I can totally go very glitzy and glam with this as well because there are wonderful shimmer shades, but there's also a good smattering of matte shadows as well, so you can keep it more neutral and easy wearing. But yeah, I absolutely adore this palette. It is the palette currently that I reach for the most, second to the Naked 3 palette. Alright, so we're moving on to a bronzer. This is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I learned of this on Rachel Love's channel. I'll link her down in the description below. She's another Canadian YouTuber. She's wonderful. She got this in a video and she was doing a first impressions on it, and her reaction to how it smelt the product and how it applied kind of cinched me in getting it, and it's so nice. It smells really good. And it's a great bronzer. It doesn't have too much of a shimmer to it. It's almost a matte bronzer. I know she said in the video that it's got a bit of a shimmer to it. I can't see that shimmer, or maybe it doesn't appear on my skin, but I really like this. I think it comes in 2 different colors, a lighter one and a darker one. I got the light bronze, and I think that's perfect for my skin tone. I'm not too pale, but I'm not very tanned either, so it works great. I love this stuff so much. I'm got a bit of a dent in it now. I haven't hit pan yet, but I'm probably going to soon. I use it every day, but I think I use it sparingly, which probably explains why I haven't hit pan yet. But yeah, if you are looking for a bronzer, I highly recommend this one. You can use it for bronzer, you could use it for eyeshadow as well. It just works really good and it smells like summer in a container. It's just absolutely, like, it smells like beach. Keeping with Physicians Formula, I also bought the Butter Blush. I don't know if this was through a YouTube recommendation or if I saw it in the store and was like, oh my goodness, the butter bronzer was so good, the blush has got to be good as well. There's a couple of different colors in the range of blushes. I got the Natural Glow, which I feel is more of a shimmery blush, so you could put it over top of blush to give a glowy look to your blush. I don't know. It's like a highlight almost, but it's very subtle, subtle, subtle highlight with a bit of pink to it. I don't particularly like it. I just don't like it. I find it doesn't really show up on the skin. The shimmer to it isn't very intense. It's almost not there. I found it very hard to work with, and I think it's just the shade, and I want to try another shade, but the unfortunate business is that my pharmacy only seems to stock this shade of blush, so I'm gonna have to go hunting for it if I really want to, which I probably won't. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. This here is the Shimmering Skin Perfector from Becca. If you know any of their shades, you'll know Champagne Pop. YouTube is completely obsessed with that shade. I don't find the shade Champagne Pop actually looks good on my skin tone. I'm just a bit too pale for it. So I have here the shade Pearl. It is a white shade. Let's just be very careful because I dropped it. I really like this shade particularly because it could be a subtle highlight, or I can make it more intense by wetting the brush and then applying the product, and then it can be like really flashy and in your face. So it's versatile in that respect, and I quite like it and appreciate that. All right, I have 3 mascaras. I have said before on these videos that I am not a mascara person, but apparently YouTube has this power over me that just makes me want to try new mascaras all the time. So I'll start off with this one. This is my go-to OG favorite, CoverGirl Plumpify Blast Pro Mascara. I have the normal version and the waterproof version in my little cabinet. I love this stuff. It is my go-to. I really like it because I do research at school. I use a microscope pretty often, and you know, when you're using a microscope, you're shoving your eyeballs into little like microscope sockets, and your mascara, if it's not good, it will crumble and create rings around your eyes. And I like this mascara because that does not happen with it. I haven't experienced that. It stays put, it doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge, it doesn't transfer. It's microscope proof, which is all I ask for in a mascara nowadays. That you don't transfer when I'm using my microscope, because the last thing I want is to go home and I've got like little black rings around my sockets. The second mascara here is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I really like this. What in the turn? That's one of my guinea pigs. So as I was saying, the second mascara that I have here is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I talked about this in a recent favorites video. I absolutely enjoy it, though I do see, again, the gripes with it. Some people really hate that it flakes. I also hate that it flakes, and the one big thing is if I'm going to be doing microscope work that day at school, I can't wear this because it will transfer onto the socket of the microscope and then get everywhere on my eye. So unfortunately, it doesn't withstand microscope work, so I don't use it on days where I'm going to be using the microscope at school, which is a big downside to this mascara because I really like it. Also, I think it dries out really quickly because mine, I've only had it for 2 months. And you know, mascara, you're supposed to change out every 3 months. So I'm not even at that last 3 months stretch. And I feel like it's already like... The third mascara here is very new to me. I got it about 5 days ago and I've been testing it since. This here is the L'Oreal Paris Lash Paradise. And I'm sure all of you know, if you watch any YouTube videos at all about makeup, this is possibly a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So I will be doing a review video and a comparison video to this later down the line, so I won't talk about it now because I want to save all my thoughts for that video. Moving right along, we've got some lip products. The one that I'm currently wearing is this one right here. It is a Revlon lipstick in the shade Demure. I saw this on Estee Lalonde's channel. She did a little shopping haul and she talked about this shade specifically. I took down the number and I went looking for it at my local pharmacies and I found it. And I really, really like it. Oh my god, it's raining. The weather has been absolutely psycho here. Alright, so you're gonna hear rain in the background now. My apologies. I really like this shade. It's a peachy sort of shade and it just looks really good with neutral eyeshadow and it's easy to wear. I did not learn about NYX products until I started watching YouTube videos, and the one that I heard about the most was their butter glosses. And unfortunately at the time, none of the pharmacies near my house stocked NYX. And it was just so agonizing because I really wanted to try these butter glosses that everyone was talking about, and I couldn't because I couldn't find them, and I'm not the kind of person who will order makeup online. I very much like being able to go into a store and feel the product and try it and look at it and smell it and all that stuff. I just don't feel comfortable buying products online unless if I've seen them previously in store. And then suddenly my local pharmacy announced that they were going to start holding NYX products and I went over the moon. I think I was there the first day that the new section opened and I just went to town on the butter glosses and I came home with this dude right here. And this is the shade Eclair. I really like the product. I like the formula. I like how the color is opaque, easy to wear. It's hydrating on the lips. It smells good. All that fun stuff. It's like right here, right there. Yeah, I am obsessed with the butter glosses now and they are wonderful for a very good reason. And lastly, I have the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This is a concealer and it goes underneath your eyes. And this I definitely heard on YouTube. I've heard so many different people talk about this constantly and I waited so long before actually trying it out. I waited for it to be on sale at the store and then I picked it up and I tried it out. This one here is empty. I've completely used it up. I feel like you go through the product quite fast. Probably because it's a little sponge tip applicator at the top here and you're supposed to twist the product and it goes up this tube in the middle and then comes out here and wets the applicator and then you run it underneath your eye. So it's hard to gauge how much you're actually using when you do that, but it is amazing. It definitely brightens up the under eye. It helps to diminish the look of dark circles. And I understand why so many people are obsessed with this. And those are all the things that YouTube has made me buy over the years. It was a huge amount of products because I have never done one of these videos before and I had no idea what to pick and what not to pick, so I just chose everything. And believe it or not, this is not even all the stuff that YouTube has made me buy. There's a couple of other items that I just chose not to put in here because it would just be too long and I have a feeling this is going to be really, really long. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, then please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the summer. So if you click that subscribe button down below, you are helping me get there and reaching my goal. So thank you. As always, my name is Marie-Ève Chagnon and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye!